It's late at night. You launch your Skool community with zero expectations, and you wake up the next morning. Wow, 117 activities. The next day comes around. Holy smokes, 284 activities. And your activity just keeps going up and up. Today, I'm going to teach you exactly how to do this like the guy I'm describing. So let's build an engaging Skool community in 3 simple steps. My name is Marlon, and I run a free Skool community called Community Builders, where I help YouTubers build their Skool communities. I've helped YouTuber Calram become a top 1% community builder on Skool, with 4 Skool communities that have made over $150,000 in under 2 years. Step number 1, start engaging in your Skool community. As you can see here in this image, this is my engagement streak as a community builder and admin across 4 Skool communities. And as you can see from the bright green squares, I'm quite active and I don't miss a single day. So that's the kind of level of commitment that you need to have when managing your own Skool community. If you expect to see engagement, you need to be there to show up first. You need to lead by example. At the time of this recording, I oversee a total of 4 Skool communities. Among these 4 communities, the standout group in terms of high engagement is a cohort-based fitness community called Crusade. One important detail to note is that Crusade is not only our most engaged community, but it is also our smallest at only 24 members. So Crusade is quite an anomaly as far as highly engaged Skool communities go. Now, despite not having lots of members in comparison to most communities on the Skool platform, Crusade has soared up the rankings in the Skool Discovery tab, which lists communities by their level and quality of engagement. In a matter of weeks, Crusade has reached as high as rank number 56 in the health category, which is a very competitive category to be in. And this is impressive since we are literally outpacing groups with hundreds or even thousands of members. And here's the proof of that. So as an admin in the Crusade settings, you can see that we're indeed in the health category, again, a very competitive space on Skool, and we are ranked number 56 with only 24 members. We're literally outpacing some groups that have 10,000 members. And so again, here you can see that we're ranked number 56 and that we only have 24 members. So if you're on the fence about building a Skool community because you don't think that you have enough people in it to make it an active space, then worry not, because you don't need hundreds of members to create an engaging Skool community experience. And one key reason for Crusade's success, at least on the engagement front, is that its owner Cal over here is very active there. In fact, Cal is more active in Crusade than in our other 3 communities. So you could see Cal's engagement levels. This day right there, that little green square at the top below October, that is the day we started Crusade. And so you could see there's no mistaking the level of engagement that Cal has put in since the start of Crusade. And that has indeed played into the success, again, at least on the engagement front, with Crusade. Moreover, as Alex Hormozy, Skool's co-owner, puts it, one of the biggest correlations with month 12 retention by group is the activity of the people who own the groups. The more you're in your group, the more other people will be in that community as well. And so what the co-owner of Skool is basically saying is that the more active a Skool community owner is in their own group, the more active they are. And because of that, Skool, the platform itself, rewards owners for being active in their own groups, as you can see over here. In the discovery section in the settings, they'll explain that a community is boosted on the discovery page if it has an active owner. And conversely, a Skool community goes down the rankings in the Skool discovery page if it has an inactive owner. Having an active owner is very important in the overall engagement health of a Skool community. So that's step number 1. You really have to show up and engage yourself if you want your Skool community to be an engaging space. Now, for some, the idea of engaging often in their group is exciting, but for others who are busy or who prefer to witness their members' engagement from the sidelines, this may seem like an overwhelming task. However, a key detail that must be noted is that you don't need to post every day, but you do need to show up consistently, whether that be liking posts, comments, and replies, or commenting and replying yourself. Engaging through comments and replies is important because comments are the group chat. That's where basically the threads of an idea happen, that is underneath the posts. That's where the action is. If members see you commenting and liking stuff, then they will comment and like stuff. Humans learn a lot by modeling. And so the best way to train your community to do something is to do it yourself. And again, that quote comes from Alex Hormozy, Skool's co-owner. So if you're busy but want to stimulate engagement in your Skool community, here's how Sam Ovens, Skool's founder, spends his time engaging on the platform. Some people think that to engage with their community, they have to post, and posting is the only thing to do. But I do a lot more engaging in the comments and replies than I do posting. It's probably like a 90-10 ratio. 90% of my effort and time is spent in comments and replies and maybe DMs, and then 10% posting. And I think that community engagement happens in the comments. That's where you're talking to people. But when you're posting, it's more like broadcasting something. You're not necessarily talking to someone. So worry not, you don't need to make posts every single day. In fact, I would caution against posting every single day. But what's important is that you show up, like, comment, and reply every single day, or as consistently as you can. Many Skool community owners are indeed active, but that doesn't guarantee that they'll have an engaged community, which brings us to step number 2. Start incentivizing your members to engage. Building an engaging community relies on good incentive structures. This means that when a member exhibits a desired behavior, they receive a reward. For example, if you want members to create quality posts and comments, here's a way to incentivize them to do so within Skool itself. Simply pin posts and comments, which gives members a status boost in the community, earning them more likes and points, and helping them level up in the community leaderboards. And so this is what it looks like when you pin your members' posts. They just go up to the top of your main community forum feed, and they have this yellow highlighting around them. In fact, Skool's founder, Sam Ovens, explains, "We've heard from people that the experience of getting pinned is a really good one. It makes someone feel really special. When you reward the right things, people will do more of it. So the person who gets pinned is more likely to do more of that thing that got them pinned, and then when other people see them getting pinned, they'll do that thing too. It's the carrot and stick method. It's good to reward and reinforce the good behavior." Moreover, Skool's co-owner Alex Hormozy had this to say about pinning member content. "I'd be really strategic about using the pinned comment feature. If you want to give yourself a daily to-do list, I think demonstrating that you're paying attention and pinning things on a regular basis gives more people chances to win if you think about it like that, and gives them more chances to level up. I would strongly encourage you to use the pinned comment or post feature on a regular basis. I'd rather pin 7 comments and or 7 posts in 7 days in terms of engaging the community than just once. Obviously, don't pin crap comments and posts, but I'd rather reward more people because they'll remember that." This is a simple way to incentivize engagement, and it's effective. But here's where things get really exciting. And that's when you provide meaningful, unscalable rewards when your members exhibit desired behaviors, and in this case, behaviors that involve engagement. Now, of course, the specific behaviors that you want to see from your members will, of course, differ from ours. But here are some examples from Crusade along with their associated prizes. So for the Best Physique Transformation Award, remember, Crusade is a fitness community, we give the Seiko Alpinist watch, which you can see here. A very, very nice looking watch. This is truly an actual unscalable reward that is very, very motivating to members. Now, if a member manages to get 90% plus consistency across all the desired fitness habits and community rituals, which we'll touch on in a bit, he gets a custom challenge coin, as you can see here, which we call the Veteran Crusader Award. And you get this really cool forged tiger challenge coin, some kind of metal. It just looks really cool. And again, that is a motivating prize for members. And it's not just some cheap thing that's not motivating at all. This is truly an incentivizing reward. This is a cool thing that if someone wins and their friends and family ask about it, they could talk about how they won it. There's a whole story behind it. It's truly a motivating and cool and unique reward to have, similar to the Seiko Alpinist watch. And if you're the most supportive member in Crusade as voted upon by the members, you win a high-end, high-quality Mont Blanc pen, as you can see here. And it's a custom Mont Blanc pen because it even has the Crusade branding on it, which is pretty cool. Now, of course, these rewards do cost money for the community owner that I work with, but you don't have to spend money at all. Instead, you can offer unscalable rewards like giving away your time with a free one-on-one strategy call, creating a custom program, etc. Sky's the limit in terms of how creative you can get here. Now, this will encourage members to engage, but to facilitate consistent engagement, let's move on to the final step in this guide. Start creating group rituals. So as you can see here in Crusade, we have something called cohort rituals. And so if you recall, Crusade is a cohort-based fitness community, and we put in place these cohort rituals to ensure regular progress and to make sure that members hit these milestones every single week, and we'll touch on those right now. And this almost goes without saying, but people have lives, so they won't engage in your Skool community every single day. And consider this, people rarely attend their favorite in-person communities on the daily, so why would they engage in your online community every day? I mean that with no offense. Despite enjoying these spaces a lot, most people don't go to the gym or church every day, and it's going to be the same with your community. They may like it, but they probably won't engage in it all the time. Therefore, if you aspire to have high levels of engagement in your Skool community, you must make it worth their while, which is why I mentioned incentivizing members with status boosts and prizes in the previous step. Your members also need to know your community's unwritten rules of engagement, which aren't rules in the sense of no vulgar posts, for example, but rather they need to know what to post, where to post, and when to post. You see, members can indeed engage in regular activities, but they won't do it unless they know how to engage in your community. And the easiest way to communicate this is by having community rituals. With rituals in place, members don't have to think about how or when to engage. Instead, they're given an engagement schedule of sorts to follow. And so you could see in Crusade some of these cohort rituals here: Physique Friday, Success Sunday, and Meditation Monday. We'll start off with Meditation Monday. It's basically where members share their Medito app meditation streaks in a post every single Monday. And you can see an example of that here, sharing a picture of his meditation streak. Then we have Physique Friday, where members show off their body transformation progress in a picture in a post every single Friday. And so you can see an example of that here. And then we have Success Sunday, where members write about their wins and lessons from the week. And again, they make that in a post every single Sunday. And here's an example of that. Moreover, each ritual has its own forum category where members can post on the day it takes place. And so you could see we have forum categories for those: MM, FF, and SS. MM for Meditation Monday, FF for Physique Friday, and SS for Success Sunday. And so this simplifies things because members know where to post in these three categories here, what to post, and when to post, either Monday, Friday, or Sunday. And so assigning each action a specific day eliminates the need to decide when to post. The reason we decided to opt for the strategy in Crusade is because we want to simplify how engagement works in the community. Because if you don't tell your members where to post, when to post, and what to post, then it's sort of like this engagement free-for-all. And because members don't know any of these things, they're likely not to post at all, or they'll probably just post pretty infrequently, which is not what we want here if we're trying to drive engagement in your Skool community, right? Would you rather give your members a sort of unwritten engagement schedule to follow, or would you rather just give them nothing to follow, right? And I say an unwritten engagement schedule because it's not like we explicitly tell members this is an engagement schedule. It just shows up in practice as these three categories: Meditation Monday, Physique Friday, and Success Sunday, where they know that there's a dedicated format of posts that needs to be made in those categories one time a week. So with that said, give your members an engagement schedule by creating community rituals. In doing so, you'll be communicating to your members how to engage, where to engage, and when to engage. And of course, we talked about a lot in this guide, so let's just overview the action steps from this lesson. So number one, as the community owner, like, comment, and reply in the community yourself. Number two, incentivize members to engage by rewarding good behavior. And in this case, good behavior is the act of engaging. And three, create community rituals that facilitate engagement, as seen here. And that is how you get your members to engage.